Alright, you goat cheese pizza looking mother effers, here we are to talk about another movie. Today we're talking about 2021's Grave Intentions. From the poster, I can kind of tell this is gonna be a bad movie. The poster looks like a bad version of a Medea movie, just something about how it's all orchestrated from stills from the film. I don't know. There's just so many good posters lately that I really do come down hard on ones that are bad, and typically this is something I would probably not watch based on the poster, but I was sent a screener, so here I am. So what does IMDb have to say about it? In an anthology of chills, thrills, and kills, a practitioner of magical arts teaches the basics of her craft. The most important lesson, you must be mindful of your intentions. 5 of her customers are about to learn this the hard way. A woman looking to change her luck gets ensnared in a dangerous game. In a quest for justice, a man is transformed into a monster. In an attempt to right a wrong, a woman rescues a stray cat. A father and son are torn apart when a joke goes too far. A young girl needs protection from the demons in her life. We all know the road to hell is paved in good intentions, so where does the road lead when your intentions are grave? That's, I guess, some of that happens. That paints a picture that really isn't necessarily indicative of what happens in this film, though. But this may have been their intention, but I don't think they succeeded on that. The through line, the host, the glue holding this whole thing together is this woman in her magic shop. This is one of the biggest issues of the film, because she really doesn't have any interaction with any of these segments, nor does her lead-in actually apply to pretty much anything.
Bad business.
She's there wrapping gifts and talking about these things, but honestly, the things she's talking about aren't even necessarily represented in the short they lead into, nor does her gift actually play any part. It just feels disjointed and unrelated to anything in the film. Some of the shorts are pretty good, with some very familiar faces, but with none having much to do with anything, if at all, with that host, it just has a weird feel where you're like, why are you wasting my time? Because the host does have about as much as any single segment has in relation to the amount of time you're watching this film. And because she starts off with such a long piece that's kind of boring, if this wasn't a screener that I was intent on reviewing, I would have turned this off. Execute me! I do honestly think this movie would have benefited from not having a host at all, and nothing against this woman herself. She did a fine job with what she was given, but she was given very little. Almost her entire segment is one camera on a tripod, which makes it feel so much like an afterthought. Like, we gotta pad this, we gotta stretch this. Or some company who was just like, we've acquired 5 shorts. Can we make this into a feature to get a little scratch?
With these nuts.
That being said, if you're the type that likes short form content, things in easily digestible bites, this is for you.
Blow into the bag.
For anybody who has a cell phone addiction, a small bladder, or likes to go to the fridge often, this is the perfect movie for them because, again, during any part where that host is talking, feel free. The shorts themselves, though, are good. I don't want to take away anything from those individual shorts. These X amount of directors, I think it said 7 directors, but I'm like, there's 5 shorts in the host segment, so I'm not sure where that other director came from. Maybe it was a 2-for pack. I do no research at all. That's my thing. And those are worth watching. I honestly think some of them could have been longer. Some seem to end a little bit abruptly for my taste. There's even a couple that I think you could have made a sharper twist of an ending on, but again, who's to critique your art? You make what you want to make. The first short opens up and grabs you with the cast of people that you know the most. I won't say that they are literally the most famous, but they're the most famous to me. Robert Forster, Beth Grant, and Sharon Lawrence. The best actor in this for me, and I couldn't even find her name, but I will show a little clip right now so you can see her, is in this segment with a cat, and she is awesome. She goes totally nuts. For whatever reason, she's not easily located on the IMDb page, but she is awesome, and she was the bright shining star of this film for me. This will be VOD on the 15th, so if you're interested, go check it out. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Don't die in a fire, and as always, we'll see you next time, and fuck off.
Just daggers, you know that he's the sharpest in the shed with content, so killer that he left them all for dead. Yeah, cause like I said, no, he don't do this just for fun, never stop until the top because he's going #1. Just daggers, always cutting through the competition. Everybody listen, homie, he came up here on a mission, got him wishing that he could take a break to stunt, but the point's to stay sharp, never going blunt. Just daggers, just daggers, just daggers, just daggers, just daggers, just daggers. It's on point, cause you know we stay sharp. Just daggers, just daggers, just daggers, just daggers.